It's amazing to think about the fact that when God sent his son into the world, we first find him in a cattle trough. Yes. What's that about? Hello, I'm Eddie Lawrence. It's day 23, and there's 2 days to Christmas. And here's today's devotional thought. In Luke chapter 2, on 3 occasions, it is mentioned that baby Jesus was placed in a manger, a feeding trough, a place where cattle fed. It was probably hewn out of rock or made out of some kind of masonry work, or maybe even wood. And he was probably in a crib, a stable, and possibly even in a cave. But the deal here is it was a very humble, rough setting, and that's where the shepherds were sent to find the Christ child, the Savior that was born in a cattle trough. And it's interesting. It can mean a lot of things. You know, the shepherds told, and shepherds would know all about cattle trough, a manger. That's where you fed the cattle. And in today's world, the shepherds, the pastors, if you will, they feed God's people. It's also interesting that Jesus is in a cattle trough. That's where cattle ate. They got their food. And we know now that for we men and women and boys and girls around the world, that he is the bread came down from heaven to nourish us, that we feed on Christ as it were. And it's so important. But one of the most fascinating thoughts for me to consider is the humility of it all. He didn't arrive in the home of a wealthy patron of Israel or some rich king. We find him in a stable, in a manger. Can you smell the hay, the fodder that he was probably laid on, that lined that manger, that feeding trough? The manure, that the scent of that may have filled the air, the braying of donkeys, the mooing of cows, the bleating of sheep, all of those kind of things that we often see in nativity scenes. But it all reminds us of his humble origins, that he's for everyone. No one's left out. Christ for all. He came for the nations. It was even prophesied by Simeon. He'd be a light for the Gentiles, and that was prophesied there at the Jewish temple. Yes, it was always God's plan that he would be the light of the world, that he would come to light the light of every man. The gospel is for the whosoever's, rich, poor, no matter what color your skin may be or your socioeconomic status. And the manger reminds us of that. And one thought to dwell on is, if Jesus could live in a manger, then he could live in me. Isn't that interesting? Yes. But that's how God chose to do it. And he sent shepherds there. They were kind of like down on the lower rung of the socioeconomic status of culture. So today, let's share the gospel with the world. It's still for the whosoever's. And if he can live in a manger, he can live in me. He can live in you. The Spirit of God will come and dwell within you because of Emmanuel, God with us. He came to dwell with us so that ultimately he may live in us through the new birth. So remember that, because Jesus is the reason for the season. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing the post. Have a wonderful day and a blessed Christmas season.